Ladies, we are here tonight on the show. And tonight, just going to talk about sports, the biggest topics in sports here tonight on a freaking Wednesday. So let's see, man. Some stuff happened. So CJ Stroud had his pro day today, man. They said he was impressive. Um, so this is pretty much what Louis Riddick is saying. He was at the pro day. He's like, "What's he's showing you is look. I beg your pardon. What he's showing you is look. I have a unique maturity level. I have a unique leadership style that is worthy of someone who supposedly is going to be the number one pick." So yeah, man. A lot of people thought that it was going to be Bryce Young, but it's probably going to be CJ Stroud because of the size. Bryce Young's like 5'10". CJ Stroud's like 6'3", 6'4". And the thing about CJ Stroud, I think people really got impressed with that game he had versus Georgia. Like, he pretty much played Georgia way better than the freaking TCU Corn Frogs did in that national championship game. So people were he had another impressive game versus Penn State. He did kind of choke during the Michigan game, but like I said, he came back and redeemed himself big time in that Georgia game. So it looks like where it started like Bryson was going to go number one overall. It looks like now it's going to be CJ Stroud going to the Panthers. Then we did have a let's see here. We did have a situation going on, ladies and gentlemen. They were talking about like nips on a Boston radio show. Nips is like something you put like on a drink, like a freaking Fireball. And they're like, what are the top 5 nips? And this guy named Chris Curtis said that one of them was freaking Mina Kams. Who Mina Kams is an Asian reporter for ESPN. But then he claimed that he was talking about Myla Kuhn. So I don't know who the hell it is. Maybe I don't know who the hell that is, but now he's in huge trouble now because he said Mina Kimes, and Mina Kimes is Asian. I believe she's Korean or Japanese, and that's also like a racial slur. The word nips referring to the Asian community. But he said he meant to talk about like nipples, like, you know, and he meant Myla Kuhn's pendejo face for this guy, because one, they were asking you about nips, the drink, you moron. And then first he said that he said Mia Kams, which because the word nips could also be a racial slur. Now they're saying he's racist. But then he's like, no, I meant Mia Kynes, Myla Kuhns, because I was talking about her nipples. So pendejo face, because first it's like you're using a racial slur, and then you're being kind of like, you know, inappropriate, talking about women's nipples when they meant nips, the thing you put on the drinks. Oh man, this guy's probably gonna get fired. Freaking Chris Curtis, man, pendejo face for him. Mina Kimes actually put a picture on her profile picture on Twitter of Myla Kuhns. So she was making fun of it. She doesn't seem to be affected by it. But everybody's criticizing this guy, Chris Curtis, for doing that stupid thing. Anyways, let's move on. So there's another guy they're talking about in the combine. I think it's also today he had his pro day with Ohio State. Dan Orlovsky saying everything that is needed to play wide receiver at the high level at the NFL, Jason Smith has at a very elite level. So pretty much they're talking about another, I think, Ohio State wide receiver, Jason Smith. So yeah, Ohio State had their pro day today. So a bunch of people talking about obviously CJ Stroud and some of the wide receivers. Let's see here. Let's see here, more stuff. The Jets traded away Elijah Moore and a 3rd-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for a 2nd-round pick. So wide receiver Elijah Moore goes to the Cleveland Browns. But that's because the Jets also, the reason they traded freaking Elijah Moore is because they acquired McCall Hartman from the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's why they traded away Elijah Moore, because they ended up getting McCall Hartman. So now the Chiefs are once again losing players. They lost Juju Smith-Schuster to the Patriots, and now they lose McCall Hartman to the freaking Jets. So what the hell? Who the fucking, outside of Travis Kelce, who the hell is fucking Patrick Mahomes going to throw to next year? Jesus Christ, man. Lost Tyreek Hill last year, now has lost McCall Hartman and freaking Juju Smith-Schuster this year. Holy cow. Who the hell is Mahomes going to throw to, man? Let's see. So Canadian billionaire Steve Apostolopoulos, who was initially first interested in buying the Charlotte Hornets from Michael Jordan, has now turned his direction more to buying the Washington Commanders. It says billionaire Steve Apostolopoulos has become the newest potential bidder to tour the Washington Commanders Stadium and training facility as he seeks to buy the franchise league. Sources tell me Adam Schefter and Adrian Wojnarowski and Brian Windhorst. So he tried. Can you imagine that luxury? Oh, who should I buy? The Hornets or the Commanders? Well, they do kind of suck, both of them. But the fact you're trying to have that luxury of, should I buy an NBA team or an NFL team? Jesus Christ, man. Holy man, I wish I was in that situation, man. Jalen Mills staying with the New England Patriots for 1 year. He got released, but now he's coming back. So tomorrow, tomorrow is Bryce Young's pro day in Alabama, and then Fridays is Will Levis in Kentucky. So a bunch of big pro days coming up this week, ladies and gentlemen. A bunch of big pro days coming up this week. Let's go around. Now let's talk some NBA, man. So John Morant to come off the bench tonight versus the Houston Rockets. Tyler Jenkins says that might be the case for a couple of games, because they joked about it with Dylan Brooks after the game that maybe he should come off the bench. And I guess it's happening, man. John Morant, after missing 9 straight games, tonight he's going to be back versus the Houston Rockets, where he will be coming off the bench. Pretty interesting, man. John Morant's going to be coming off the bench. Wow. Notre Dame to have a new basketball coach. The former Penn State coach, Micah Strawberry, will be the new Notre Dame's basketball coach. And congratulations to freaking Micah Strawberry. DJ Augustine is staying with the Houston Rockets. So I guess whatever. So Paul George, man, got hurt. Is expected to miss. He has a sprained right knee and is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. They're saying that maybe April 5th will be the day he gets clear to possibly play. This says right here, in 2 weeks it would be April 5th. In 3 weeks it would be April 12th. A return to on-court activities is positive, but Pelicans... Oh, wait. Whoa! This is for Zion Williamson. I beg you pardon. This is for Zion Williamson. Excuse me. So medical update on Zion Williamson. Following a re-evaluation on his right hamstring strain, Zion Williamson has been cleared to return on court activities. He will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. And then they're saying this. 2 weeks would be April 5. A return on court activities is positive. The Pelicans and the regular season on... So, yeah, the season ends. So maybe he doesn't play in the regular season, but maybe Zion Williamson does play in the playoffs. We'll see what happens, man. We will see what the hell happens. Mike, after missing 51 games with a calf strain, Karl Anthony Towns is coming back tonight versus the Atlanta Hawks. He hasn't played since November, man. Jesus Christ. But he's coming back tonight, man. Karl Anthony Towns. So a huge boost for that Minnesota Timberwolves, man, getting Karl Anthony Towns back. But yeah, I think that's. Let's see if there's any more stuff. Let's see if there's anything right, man. So yeah, man, everybody talking about the freaking the World Baseball Classic last night. Japan beats United States 3-2. The ending, freaking everybody talking about freaking two Angel players, two of the best players in Major League Baseball. Mike Trout hitting, Shohei Ohtani pitching. Shohei Ohtani getting the better of Mike Trout and strikes out Mike Trout to end the game and clinch the World Baseball Classic for the Japanese team. Congratulations, Japan, on winning the World Baseball Classic. Congratulations to Shohei Ohtani, man. That guy's a monster. That might be the greatest baseball player to ever live. With everything he does with the pitching and then the hitting, Jesus Christ. Shohei Ohtani is a certified G. Jesus Christ, man. What a beast that guy is, both pitching and hitting, man. Holy cow. And I think they only have like two Major League Baseball players, Shohei Ohtani and then that guy Yoshihira from the Boston Red Sox. Everybody else was just Japanese players from Japan. So only I believe they only had like two. Oh, you know who else they had on that team? I beg your pardon. They also had Yu Darvish from the San Diego Padres. So yeah, only like three freaking MLB players: Yoshihira, Yu Darvish, and Shohei Ohtani. Everybody else seemed to be from just Japan. Pretty impressive, man, for especially with obviously the entire United States team being from the MLB, man. But what a great game, man. Great event. I think the last two games were very fun. Mexico, Japan last night, Monday night. Last night, USA and Japan. They had another fun game on, what was it, Friday? Mexico and Puerto Rico. Very fun, ladies and gentlemen. Even, I believe, Venezuela and USA had a good game on Saturday. That was another good one. So really good games, man. Really fun games to watch, man. I really enjoy this. They for sure said it's coming back in 3 more years. I wish it would be every year. But the problem is there were some injuries. Jose Altuve broke his finger. Edwin Diaz broke his leg celebrating. That's a freak accident. But what you don't want is that if the injuries continue to pile on, they're going to blame it on the World Baseball Classic and they want to take it away. So I think it's going to keep us wanting more. I think if they bring it back every year, eventually we're going to complain. So either getting hurt playing this shit and they're not going to want to do it anymore. So I think it's better to, every 3 years, I think it's good enough. That's how they do with the Olympics and the World Cup in soccer. Let's see if there's any more news, and if not, we'll call it a night here tonight on a Wednesday. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, so Altuve did have surgery on his broken finger, and he said he's going to be out for at least 2 months, so we won't see Jose Altuve at least until May. So yeah, damn, that's pretty crazy. He actually need to get surgery. So Jose Altuve is going to be out for a while, man. There was some type of an adjustment with the pitching clock right before the season starts. It says right here, Jeff Passan, Major League Baseball is making slight changes to its new pitch clock rules, but it will not alter the most significant portion of the mandate that have shaved 25 minutes off games times this spring training. According to an email obtained by ESPN, the document, the fifth of what a source called clarification sent by the league this spring was distributed Wednesday after players on the joint competition community between the MLB Player Association and the MLB requested various changes early in the week. MLB, which has control over on-field rules, will continue with the parameters of the pitch clock that players have been using all spring 15 seconds with the bases empty and 20 seconds with the runners on base, plus the hitter needing to be alert in the batter's box with 8 seconds remaining. Okay, I'm not sure what the rule change is then. To me, that sounds pretty what they've explained since the preseason started back in March or at the start of March. I'm not sure but whatever. What I did see is the shift, right? A lot of teams have been doing in the preseason is they're bringing in either the left fielder or the right fielder to be so what they're doing is you got to keep the third baseman at third base, the shortstop at shortstop, the second baseman at second base, the first baseman at first base, but there is no rules about the outfielders. So a lot of teams, what they're doing is when you get a left-hander hitter is they're leaving everybody, where they're supposed to, but because what they're doing is they're bringing the left fielder over to play like in the middle, right between like second base and right field. And they're just leaving left field wide open. So you wonder if they're going to take that off eventually too, because as of right now, the rule is you can't shift any of the infielders, but there's nothing about shifting the outfielders. So that's something some teams have been doing this preseason is when they're using the left fielder to kind of play the second base / right field, like in the middle. They're literally standing like in the middle of right field and second base. So we'll see if they continue to do that or if they continue to let them do that or not. But I think the pitch clock is fine, man. They're saying it's averaging 25 minutes less. So baseball games are ending now, like they start, say, at 1 o'clock. They're ending at around 3:30 instead of ending until 4 o'clock. So that's great news, man. It seems like the pitch clock is working. But ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything. If not, we'll call it a night. All right, we're done. Until next time, holla.